Next thing I want to talk about is Steph Curry. Oh shit, that scared me. Next thing I want to talk about is Steph Curry, man. I don't know if y'all have seen on Twitter that hole-in-one Steph Curry got. That shit was crazy. I ain't gonna lie, that shit was crazy. And it was just a random thought that came in my head just looking at all the Steph Curry content. But it is just so crazy. We're not shitting on Curry. We're not shitting on Curry. But it is just so crazy to me how much Under Armour fucked up getting Steph Curry. Number one, low-key, they got lucky getting Steph Curry because there's a whole story about Nike fucked up trying to get Steph Curry and then Under Armour swooped in. Right? So Nike sold on that front. Under Armour got him. But how Under Armour has fucked up Steph Curry and having Steph Curry on their fucking franchise and on their company roster does not get talked about enough. RJ Lar for $5 have been absolutely binging your content. I think the sky's the limit for the channel. Keep it up, my man. Appreciate it. DC says he's on $1 billion contract with UH. And yes, he is. So I will say this. Steph Curry is not fucked up, okay? You know what I'm saying? He probably has ownership in Under Armour. He has that $1 billion deal with Under Armour. So Steph Curry's fine. Steph Curry's fine. I'm not worried about Steph Curry. But when you have arguably, the most marketable player of this decade, in his peak, with LeBron James in the league, arguably the most popular athlete in basketball, I find it crazy that Under Armour has made essentially a forgettable shoe lineup with Stephen Curry and hasn't done anything significant with having Stephen Curry on the roster. You know how crazy Nike would go if they had Steph Curry? They would go crazy. They would go crazy. They would go crazy. Now, again, it's a complicated situation because I feel like Under Armour is more so like they're very concentrated on the performance side of things. But I just feel like when you got a guy like that, a guy that marketable, a guy that popular, the fact that Under Armour wasn't able to pull off some sort of successful lifestyle shoe or brand with Steph Curry that the casual could wear, and I think Nike is fucking up in this department too, to be fair. But Under Armour, like, yo, you've had this dude since 2014 and you haven't done shit. So I came across this video on YouTube, and that's why I wanted to segue into it. It's a video by Jaronman. Why Steph Curry shoes fell. So we're going to go ahead and watch this.
Armour started making Steph Curry signature sneakers, I was a fan. In fact, I even defended the Curry line even when it seemed to reach its lowest point.
These shoes look like a golf cart had sex with a jar of mayonnaise.
That was then, this is now, and Steph Curry has a huge sneaker problem, which quite frankly, as someone who plays in a ton of basketball sneakers year to year, and just as a general consumer alone, I'm actually really offended by. Allow me to explain.
God damn. That we intro?
All right, so let's just start at the beginning. Like I said, I was a huge fan of the early Curry silhouettes. Both the Curry 1 and 2 were awesome on-court performers. And while they did lack some off-court appeal, I thought their overall visuals really fit in with the brand, and they look pretty slick on the court, which is where it counts the most.
So that's my thing. I don't even think Under Armour fucked up with making Steph Curry basketball shoes, because from what I've heard, like, they perform just fine, if not great. But I feel like if that's all you could do with Steph Curry on your roster, you have massively underachieved. I ain't gonna lie. If that's all you did with Steph fucking Curry, nah.
I do also quickly want to mention the Curry 3 because while it was more of an acquired taste visually, Actually, they were pretty bad. At the time, it was my favorite model in terms of performance, as it was the most versatile Curry to date, which proved to me as a consumer that Under Armour wasn't necessarily concerned with off-court appeal, but instead on-court performance, which...
There was another tweet I saw on Twitter too. Under Armour put out a tweet trying to market Steph Curry, and that shit only got like 400 likes. And I'm sitting here like, yo, again, y'all just don't market the dude right, bro. And it's crazy because every other company has, like, Steph Curry is such an easy thing to market. It's Steph Curry. Steph Curry with the shot, you know? But Under Armour, for some fucking reason, just cannot figure it out. And the shit is so annoying, bro.
Was totally okay with me, especially after Under Armour fumbled with the Chef Curry 2s. However, all this seemed to change with the eventual release of the Curry 4. During the 2017 finals, Steph debuted his 4 signature model, and the consensus was that this was hands down the best looking Curry sneaker Under Armour has ever put out. And personally, I couldn't agree more. The Curry 4 was a beautiful silhouette, and Steph debuting them in the finals in a stunning white and gold colorway made fans extremely excited about its eventual release, which unfortunately wouldn't happen until October. That is a questionable call in terms of building hype for a product only to let that hype die and then expect consumers to be hyped again come release date, which again was an entire 4 months later.
That's stupid. Use your common sense.
I mean, come on. Think of Apple, the king of consumer hype, right? When Apple announces the new iPhone, that iPhone releases 2 weeks later from the initial announcement. Not a month, not 2 months, not 3 months, and certainly not 4 months like what Under Armour did with the Curry 4.
Never mind.
Yeah, not the smartest product rollout that we've ever seen before, but all would have been forgiven had the Curry 4s been just as good as we all thought it was going to be. But the reality of the situation was they were a huge disappointment performance-wise. They lacked a lot of technology that we saw in previous models, with the cushioning system being an absolutely complete dud. On top of that, I personally experienced multiple durability and quality issues with the materials, which just added to the disappointment, especially considering how excited we all were for a Curry sneaker to actually make a splash in the sneaker world. There's really no other way to put it, guys. Under Armour had the perfect opportunity here to provide a killer looking sneaker that performed at a high level on the court as well as on the shelves with a competitive price point. And had they checked all of those boxes, the Curry 4 could have been a major turning point, not just for the Curry signature line, but for Under Armour as a brand. But then there were the Curry 5s. Now, this is pretty simple. The Curry 5 absolutely tore my foot up, and I was not the only one that experienced this absolute blender of a shoe, which caused multiple blisters that would scare any user. But don't worry, the traction and cushion were also...
No shit's... I swear to God, bro. It doesn't even have to be Nike. If Curry... I saw a couple mentions in the chat. Some Curry New Balances? Hold on, chat. Hold on. I don't know if y'all have seen what New Balance has been putting out lately. New Balance low-key got some heat. I ain't gonna lie. I think New Balance has some great budget options. You know? They don't got the most hype, but New Balance got some heat. And if Curry signed with New Balance, maybe the performance shit wouldn't be all the way there. But you might see some motherfuckers rocking some New Balances off court for real. Like for real. I'm not gonna lie. I think New Balance's fucking marketing with Kawhi Leonard was better than what anything Under Armour is done with Steph Curry. Come on, bro.
So lackluster as well, and the visual design was simply meh. Long story short, the Curry 5 was one of the worst and most forgettable Curry designs of all time. So if you've been following along now, that is now 2 bad releases from Under Armour in a row. So at this point, if you had given up on the Curry signature line already, I mean, I honestly wouldn't have blamed you because I was losing faith in it myself. Now, to be fair, Under Armour did rebound a little with the 6s and the 7s since they were both solid on-court performers, but in the grand scheme of things, they were also pretty forgettable and really failed to make an impact in any way since the hype for Curry signature line had essentially died. However, despite all of this, the 7s did see a $10 price increase, which was actually a sign of things to come, but not in a good way. So here we are, present day, the Curry 8 and 9. Now,
like, what is this, bro? Listen, I get it. That's, you know, S for Steph Curry. It looks like a splash. You know, Steph Curry splash 3. It also looks like a 3. I get it. But yo, this logo is ass. This logo is ass. The silhouette actually looks decent, but this logo is cheeks. What the fuck? God damn it, I don't know why it's showing up, so I'll just bring it up right now. Shout out to Great Warrior for the $2. Bro, Clay shoes, better than that trash. I haven't seen Clay shoes. Kagan Mel for $5. What brand do you think could one day overtake Nike/Jordan as far as popularity? I definitely think the clear answer right now is Adidas. And aside from that, it's gonna be really hard for anyone to really take over. Let's get it. Hop off a 16 passenger. This a G5. No, this not a challenger. Cause those motherfuckers got like, number one, they got history behind them. Number two, they got staying power. And it's on some like the rich get richer type shit. It's gonna be very hard to make a brand that competes with Nike or Adidas. I think there's gonna be a lot of brands out there like a New Balance, like even a Puma, that's gonna be competitive, and you know they're gonna make bread. They're gonna be a big company, but to overtake Nike and Adidas, I don't see that shit coming anytime soon. Anytime soon. And I'm gonna wait till the alert comes in for Persian Super Chat, but shout out to Persian though. Shout out to Persian. Let's get it. Hop off a 16 passenger. This a G5. No, this not a challenger. Big one.
I'm waiting for the day Puma makes an impact in the shoe game again. Basketball-wise, at least. They're big for soccer cleats, but not much for basketball-wise.
Puma got some potential. I used to rock Pumas when I didn't care about shoes, but Puma has some potential. They got some potential.
we are actually combining these two because they're essentially the same shoe with just slight changes in design, but overall, these two silhouettes actually represent a new era for Curry sneakers, which I think is a huge misstep because not only does this new era of shoes inherit a lot of the same problems found in the earlier silhouettes, but they also create new ones, which personally for me are a complete deal breaker. Under Armour released the Curry 8 under a new brand called Curry Brand in an attempt to separate STEPH's brand while still remaining under the Under Armour umbrella.
It took them this
Basically, Under Armour was trying to make their own Jordan brand, just instead of Jordan, it's Steph Curry. Now on the surface,
Chat, they did that shit. Chat, they tried to do that shit in like, what, year 13 of Steph's career, bro? They tried to do that shit at the tail end of his career? Come on, dude.
I actually think this is fine. Curry is absolutely this generation's signature player, right up there with LeBron. And honestly, the Curry 8 is a beautiful looking sneaker that performs great on the court as well. And the same can be said for the 9s, although I think they took a slight step back visually. But still, Curry Brand has a lot of good things going for it. New tech, beautiful silhouettes, a new logo, good encore performers, but the one fatal mistake that they made with Curry Brand is the price. The Curry 8 launched with a retail price of $160, which put the Curry line in a tier that is only accompanied by LeBron James, Jordan Brand, and Kobe Bryant as the most expensive signature basketball sneakers on the market. Think about that for a second. Under Armour is putting STEPH shoes in the same breath as LeBron James, Michael Jordan, and Kobe Bryant.
I mean, I see it. There's so many other problems aside from just, oh, they put Curry in that class? Low key, I mean, hey. Not too much on Steph. But I think the bigger mistake, again, is just, there's bigger mistakes within the UA marketing campaign of Steph Curry, aside from just that, bro. Because if they marketed him right from the beginning, and not even from the beginning, just since 2015, yeah, like 160 for some Curry should not be blasphemous today. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. But
that to me is a huge mistake because Kobe and Jordan, those guys are sneaker legends, absolute icons. And while LeBron might not be as iconic sneaker-wise, he is arguably the second best player of all time. And he also has the power of the swoosh, which is by far the biggest sneaker company in the world. So honestly, guys, it blows my mind that Under Armour has the hubris to put their product at a price line above other popular signature lines such as Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, Paul George, and Damian Lillard. Especially when you consider the fact that both the Curry 8 and 9 as a standalone product with brand loyalty and prestige put aside is simply not worth $160. The Flowtech outsole featured on both the 8 and 9s is made up of a very pliable rubber compound, which means it's not very durable. And the pairs that I've played in have all seen significant wear over the course of only 2 or 3.
I'm bringing it up now. Great word for $5. They gotta hire you on their marketing team and be time to UA, and I bet 3/4 fans don't. I ain't gonna lie. Now that you mention it, I remember, but I forgot. What is Under Armour doing with the NBA's MVP? Come on, bro. What are we doing? What are we doing, bro? Please, I ain't gonna lie. I think every shoe company out there, I know it's gonna be a lot of resources, but trust me, in the long run, it's gonna be worth it, bro. Everyone needs to have one sports line, like performance shoe that comes out every other year. It doesn't have to come out every year. And then in those gap years, put out some lifestyle shit, bro. Please put out some lifestyle shit. Jesus Christ, motherfuckers want to be athletic so bad. The money is in the lifestyle, bro. If you can get the fat dudes to buy athletic clothing, that's how you become an empire. And let's be real. That's how Nike became an empire. They did not just, they were not just a brand for the athletes. They were a brand for the chicks. They were a brand for the fat dudes. For the short dudes. For the non-athletic dudes. Come on. Let's tee up. Let's tee up. It doesn't take much to see what the fuck is going on. Come on, bro.
3 months of indoor use, which is unacceptable for a shoe at this price point. Now, it is worth mentioning that Flowtech does feel great. It's a really versatile setup that will cater to a lot of different players with different play styles and different preferences, but so does a lot of other tech, such as Nike Air and Light Strike, which can both be found in other models at much, much cheaper price points. The point I'm trying to make is not even Nike, with the power of the swoosh and brand loyalty with consumers across the globe, not even they can charge $160 for a Kevin Durant sneaker, which in some cases feature double stack zoom units as well.
Well, the truth is Nike also fucked up with KD. That's what it is too. That's what it is too. But
as a full-length Zoom Air struggle board. So why in the world does Under Armour and Curry Brand think they can charge a premium? Personally, I think this is a huge problem that is significantly hurting Curry brand's appeal, especially to the consumers or audience that it should be appealing most to. Because recently, I went to a couple of my nephew's AAU tournaments, which feature kids from the age ranges of, say, like 13 to 17. And both of these tournaments were here in the Bay Area. So Steph being one of the most popular players in the league, in the Bay Area especially, should theoretically have a large presence or a very known presence on the feet of these kids that were at these AAU tournaments. Right? Wrong. I saw maybe 3 pairs of Curry sneakers across these 2 tournaments. And actually one of the Curry shoes that I saw was the budget 3.5Zs, or 3Z5s, which retail for only like $80. So overall, I only saw a couple of Curry signature sneakers at AAU tournaments in the Bay Area, which to me, that is just a massive failure because this is really the target demographic for Curry brand. I mean, young kids in the San Francisco Bay Area. That's who should be buying Curry's the most. But it hurts even more that across these 2 tournaments, I saw way more LaMelo Ball Puma sneakers than I saw Curry sneakers.
That's tough.
Which again is just a big fat L for
that. Chat, that's tough, bro. That's tough. And no diss at LaMelo, bro, but and this is exactly what the fuck I'm talking about, bro. There's no, I sound like a broken record saying this. There's no way you got Stephen fucking Curry under your company and Puma with LaMelo Ball is outperforming you in San Francisco? Nah, that's tough, bro. That's tough right there. And again, that's no diss to Puma and LaMelo. But that's tough right there. LaMelo still ain't Steph Curry. LaMelo still ain't San Francisco zone. Well, he's not San Francisco zone. He's from fucking Durham, North Carolina or some shit, but you know what I'm saying. You know.
For Under Armour. Another thing that I think is really hurting the brand's overall appeal to consumers is the fact that they keep changing the tech that's featured in the Curry line, which doesn't allow consumers to really get comfortable with something that they may really like. I mean, take Nike, for example. They've been using Nike Air for decades. So if you enjoyed Zoom in Kobe's, you can now play in Zoom in Paul George's or Kyrie's, and the list goes on and on. But let's say, for example, Charge Phone, which was in the Curry one. Let's say that was my favorite out of all the technology that Under Armour has used throughout the entire line. Well, screw you. You gotta use Flowtech because that's what we're using now. Look, I get it. It's a business. They want what's in my wallet, but it just feels shady to me. It doesn't feel right. And Steph Curry, the guy is a generational talent. He's a top 10 best player of all time. He changed the game forever, which again, Under Armour regularly reminds us of in their marketing campaigns. So a player of that caliber with all of that should really have a much larger presence in the sneaker culture than Steph currently has. And I think
I agree. And I don't think I'm gonna watch the rest of the video because I kind of get his point. But yeah, I agree. Long story short, and this is what I said, I just wanted the video to support it. No way you got Steph Curry under your company. And it's been such a flop that people have just, they haven't even like batting an eye for a minute, bro. But nah, they fucked up. They fucked up with Steph Curry. How did Nike and the company that fumbled Steph Curry, or how did Nike, number one, fumble Steph Curry, and number two, the guy who lucked into Steph Curry being in their Under Armour, still fucked it up, bro? That's tough right there. That's tough.